It began, as many strange things do, with a tickle. Not a normal tickle, the kind that comes from feathers or giggles. No. This tickle started in the nose but felt like it came from somewhere ancient. It was the kind of tickle that made the wind shiver and butterflies land upside down. The child who felt it had spent all morning exploring the meadow behind their house, picking wild berries and following the paths ants made through the moss. Nothing unusual, except, perhaps, for the glittering pebble they found resting on a daisy, warm to the touch and humming faintly like a cat's purr. She didn't think much of it, slipped it into her pocket, and walked home beneath the blinking eyes of dandelions. But the tickle began that afternoon, during a sip of lemonade. It grew with each blink of the sun until it happened. The sneeze. It wasn't an ordinary sneeze. It came out in 3 parts. A whoosh, a whistle, and a soft pop that rattled the sugar jar. And when the child opened her eyes, something had appeared on the windowsill. Tiny, shimmering, snorting sparks. A baby dragon. Its wings were like stained glass. Its tail curled like a question mark. And its eyes, those eyes held the entire memory of a volcano and the mischief of a dozen thunderstorms. It looked quite proud of itself. The dragon sniffed the air, shook the glitter from its scales, and immediately tried to set fire to a stack of crayons. The crayons did not burn, but they did begin to glow in unexpected colors. That night, the child tried to keep the creature hidden. But dragons, even tiny ones, are not good at being quiet. It hiccuped puffs of smoke into the cereal box. It curled up in the laundry basket and made the socks hatch into baby socks. It turned a spoon into a slithering silver fish and rode it around the kitchen tiles. There was no denying it. Something magical had arrived. By the second day, the dragon had grown. Not in size, but in cleverness. It discovered how to open drawers, unravel toilet paper into royal streamers, and mimic the bark of the neighbor's dog in 3 different tones. It left scorch marks shaped like question marks across the wallpaper. But still, there was affection in the way it nuzzled into coat pockets and purred whenever the child picked it up. On the 3rd day, the tickle returned. Fainter this time, like the last note of a lullaby. The child knew what it meant. Some things are meant to stay, and some things are meant to pass through. Like a storm, or a wish, or a dream you half remember upon waking. She returned to the meadow, with the dragon tucked gently in her arms. It blinked, sensing something. The sky was the exact color of the dragon's eyes. The wind hummed, with a final sneeze, not loud, not fierce, but soft and golden. The dragon dissolved into a puff of shimmering dust. The glittering pebble reappeared on the same daisy where it had first been found. And just like that, the meadow grew quiet again. But if you listen closely, on certain days when the wind carries the scent of lemon and ash, you might hear it. The faintest hiccup of smoke, or the rustle of wings too small to see. Because somewhere out there, a baby dragon remembers the child who sneezed it into the world, and the meadow where magic waits, patient and wild.